What's going on YouTube, Facebook, friends, family, and hopefully maybe some new viewers or subscribers. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Matt.
And I'm Casey.
And what I've kind of been doing before was a lot of traveling and a lot of bringing people along on our adventures. And we want to continue doing that, but we also have had a huge change in our lives.
A new adventure.
A new adventure, yes. Last year in August, I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, which is kind of a huge deal and a big bummer and kind of a downer. So from August of last year until now, we've kind of been dealing with it and struggling with it and overcoming it. And it's been an adventure and a journey.
A struggle and blessing and
yes, and we've had to make
all mixed together.
We've had to make a lot of changes in our lives. So I'll try to keep it short, but the story of my diagnosis was basically last year I was having stomach pains. I was pretty active. I was playing soccer and running for our running group and trying to live kind of a healthy lifestyle for a 32-year-old. However, I was eating probably not the best. I was eating a good amount of junk food, candy, ice cream, fast food.
Chocolate ice cream with chocolate sauce and chocolate sprinkles on top.
Yeah, needless to say, I wasn't eating great. But still active, and you know, for a 32-year-old, I felt like I was living all right. But I started getting pains in my right side, and I thought it was kind of a running stitch, and then it would stay with me for a couple days. So we eventually went to the doctor, and they took a look at my blood work. I was anemic, which meant I had a low blood count, or white blood count, or red blood count?
Iron deficiency.
I had an iron deficiency, I was anemic, and the doctor asked me, have I always been anemic? And I said no, and he said, well, you're losing blood somewhere. And I didn't have any blood in my stool or urine. So they needed to figure out where I was losing blood. So we had a scan, and they found a spot in my colon, and the doctor basically figured it was a tumor. But I needed to make sure, so we had a colonoscopy. The colonoscopy confirmed it was cancerous, and it was a big old tumor in my colon, and it was actually your colon is shaped like this, and the tumor had grown so much that it was closing my colon. And if it closed completely, I couldn't pass anything through, so, you know, you can't poop at that point, and that's no good.
Everything would have come up the other way.
Yeah, and my body would have basically shut down. So they got me into surgery as quickly as possible because they wanted me to get on chemo as quickly as possible. Because I had this major tumor in my colon, but I also had signs of cancer in my liver, lungs, femur, and stomach lining. So the unfortunate thing was that we didn't catch it early. It's stage 4 cancer, and it's spread, it's metastatic, which means it's gone into my blood and spread to other places in my body.
And it was very aggressive cancer, which is why they wanted to get him into chemo right away. But we had to get the tumor out of the colon, so as Matt said, it didn't completely block off the colon. So he still technically has the tumor inside of him, but it is no longer in the colon.
Yeah, so they rushed me into surgery, and the surgeon told me I might wake up with a what's called a stoma bag, which is where they take your colon and kind of pull it out through your stomach, and then your poop goes into a bag, which many people live with, and young people live with, and run marathons and everything. And so I was willing to accept that. On the other hand, he said that was one case. The best case scenario was that I wouldn't have a stoma bag, and that he would just be able to cut the tumor out of my colon and then reconnect my colon. The reason they left the tumor in was because the recovery time for that type of surgery was too long, and they wanted me to get into chemo as quickly as possible. So that's kind of the story. I think I had surgery on September 14th.
It was the day we were supposed to leave for a Europe vacation.
We had a trip planned to go to Italy and Switzerland. We had to cancel the trip, and I had September 14th, I had surgery, and I was in the hospital for 4 or 5 days and recovered in the hospital and came home and was on chemo within a few weeks. I started chemo. So I had to kind of put everything on hold. I missed 4 months of work because I started chemo and I didn't know how it was going to affect me. Chemo has been really rough. I feel blessed because I feel like I've heard and read a lot of stories of people who have had way worse times than I have with chemo. Luckily, from day one, we've decided, yes, we're gonna battle this. I'm young, I'm healthy, otherwise, and you know, it's gonna be a fight, but we're going to stay positive. Good vibes only was our...
Positive vibes only.
Positive vibes only was our kind of mantra. And now we kind of have a new mantra that's one of my favorite quotes from a movie, the movie Shawshank Redemption. He says, I think it's Tim Robbins' character says, well, you better get busy living or get busy dying. So I took get busy living as my new mantra because it's about that time. I may have gotten it tattooed right here. Get busy living. Just as a reminder to, you know, always live life to the fullest, and I think everybody should live that way, but especially now that, you know, I have this disease and who knows what's gonna happen, I live every day to the fullest, so that's kind of our mantra now. So, that's the cancer story. Today is September 1st, 2018. Today marks our first day of completely plant-based diet. So when I was diagnosed, they told us to stay away from red meats, sugars, processed foods altogether.
I will say though, in the beginning, that was hard for him. Walking into a grocery store, seeing all of the candy bars that he would just grab daily and eat, seeing the ice cream, he was not... Going to the grocery store was his least favorite thing to do in the beginning.
It was a tough adjustment, for sure. So yes, today is a big day. We are going to start our completely plant-based diet today. The reason we kind of came into this is we've obviously done a lot of research on cancer and curing cancer and food remedies and how to heal yourself holistically. And we found a lot of people online that have changed their diets and changed their lifestyle completely and have had positive results. And we found one guy in particular. His name is Chris Wark, W-A-R-K, and he has a website called Chris Beat Cancer. He was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer, same cancer that I have, and he decided not to do chemo and to heal himself holistically through diet and lifestyle change. And he has recently put out a video series, and we've started watching them, and we're really into them, and I think I really believe what he preaches. It's not his theories, these are just theories that work for humans, and it's kind of just get away from animal products, get away from processed things, fill your body with whole foods from the earth, like fruits and veggies, and really just overdose on nutrients. And he's very good about telling you what nutrients really fight cancer and how to, he's got a whole layout of regimen of what you can eat and what he did to cure his cancer. And he's got testimonials on his website of other people that have done his regimen and cured themselves holistically. And I think that I totally buy into it, and I think that it's not only for people with cancer, but also anyone who wants to live healthy. It's a good idea to kind of cut out all the crap in your life and all the stuff that I used to eat.
The best part about it is that it's not us putting different drugs or chemicals or things in our body. It's literally us, again, using food as medicine, putting fruits and vegetables and all of those good nutrients and fats and grains into our body that we should be putting in anyway. We are gonna try it for 1 to 2 years to really kind of reset our systems.
And what's great is that Casey's gonna be doing it with me. She's 100% in, and you know, anything she can do to help. Another thing that Chris talks about is having a support group, and you know, to have somebody in my household that's willing to do all this with me is awesome. And I have a couple friends that are gonna be going vegan as well. I appreciate that so much. And I have my family who's 100% behind me. So yeah, that's kind of where we're heading. We're actually heading to the grocery store after this to stock up on fruits and vegetables. This will be our first week juicing. I'm gonna be probably having 4 to 6 juices a day, filling up on smoothies, juicing, and salads really. So it's a big change, but we're excited. I'm excited, and we're gonna be looking at food like medicine. Also, what we have coming up, this year we've been invited to like 9 weddings. We've already gone to a bunch of them. It's now September, I think we've been to 5 or 6. We have 2 coming up, one in Colorado, one in Mexico. We have a trip to Yosemite coming up. We have a trip to the Grand Canyon, Havasupai Falls, which is gonna be so epic. It's like bucket list material, and I'm gonna be definitely taking you guys along and filming those trips. We also this year went to Hawaii and had an amazing time with my family in Hawaii. So just as a little taste of what this channel is kind of going to be, I'll show you guys some of the highlights from Hawaii. So, as you can see from the video, we got engaged. Ta-da! Right here. I got that. I bought that. So yes, we are engaged. Like I said, we've been invited to 1 million weddings. Now we are going to be planning our own wedding. Tomorrow, actually, we're gonna go check out some wedding venues in a place a little bit north of Santa Barbara. So we're doing a little mini adventure tomorrow. So for this channel, I want to we gave you the whole backstory, and I wish that we had filmed more. I think we have some pictures that I'll hopefully show you from my initial first year of cancer. But I want to kind of make this channel here's what I'm doing with cancer, and here's how you can live your life too. And
really, we hope this encourages you, whether you are going through something like cancer or some horrible disease, or you're just living a regular life. We want to encourage you to get out there and get busy living and enjoy your life and say no to things, say yes to things. Really make sure that you're taking care of you and that you're enjoying yourself. For the most part, we try to not stress about the unknown of the future. It's always kind of in the back of our minds, and we know that there's a lot of unknown. We know that there's a lot of scary stuff to come, but we also know that there's a lot of great things to come, and we want to share that adventure with you, and we want you all to enjoy the ride and also hope that it motivates you to get out of whatever rut you're in, or just kind of see life through a different lens and get out there and enjoy it.
Yeah, so we hope you can join us in our upcoming adventures and
get busy living.
So, I'm Matt.
I'm Casey.
And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.